People often say that this or that person has not found himself, but the self is not something one finds, it is something one creates.
We let ourselves be either selfish or selfless. In the world of selfies that can't tell what the self is. Self-same with our self-made self-hatred. Help save the self-claim, the self-sacred. We need to get ourselves in check and self-connect, cause all I see is self-neglect with no self-respect. With a self-confessed, self-oppressed, with high self-regard but no self-command to self-correct. We need self-defense and self-educating, cause we self-deprecating as we self-medicating. With a self-fulfilling prophecy to self-combust, loss of self-knowledge got us wanting just to self-destruct. Self-loathing, we're soon self-starting, scarring self-inflicted wounds through self-harming. So welcome to the new world order. Sell your selfdom into seldom through the true self-slaughter.
According to Bishop Epiphanius, the Christ is the spiritual self within each person. Don't judge yourself, don't critique yourself, don't become self-sadistic over it, just observe it.
Ain't no spiritual self with self-possession, just a physical self with self-obsession. Self-expression, turning into self-reflection. Observe the self-perception of your self-rejection. Self-selection, accept yourself first, cause self-development strengthens your sense of self-worth. In our own self-deceit with no self-belief, so self-conceited with low self-esteem. A lack of self-wisdom and no self-restraint. Self-perpetuated self-pity of the self-proclaimed. Self-enslavement made us self-contained, a shadow of a former self with ourself to blame. They got us self-conscious but not self-aware, a self-denial of our self-delusion self-declared. Self-pride is held by the self-righteous, higher self for try and help but the world's blinded.
You have to deconstruct one sense of self before the other arises in its place. In other words, you have the pseudo-self, the ego. But behind that, well, is a void.
We can't be self-governed with no self-control. Self-imposed, self-judgment as we self-indulge. Missing self-discipline but self-composed, with conflicting self-interest of the self-involved. Self-assured and self-absorbed is self-evident. We're self-centered but not self-secure. From self-immolation to self-abasement, it's self-incrimination and we're self-complacent. We're self-critical and self-limited, with self-styled self-importance and self-images. We got self-doubt but self-satisfied, spellbound, held down in self-sacrifice. Our self-elevation was well camouflaged, and our self-preservation was self-sabotaged. To know thyself's all I ask ya, confront your shadow self, I self-lord the master.
Once you understand that, you have basically unplugged all the lie mechanisms that exist around you. That is the first step on the road to true self-discovery, true enlightenment.
It was self-realization and I felt it happen. The self-discovery of self-compassion. I am Brahman with the help of Atman. I am Brahman with the help of Atman.